Hey there, Sart here. I've been just doing, trying to figure out like a speed clear to see how quickly I can kill this boss. I don't have strong enough units to do a first turn kill, but if you have Kaito, a 2-turn kill is very, very doable because Kaito can of course reduce the number of turns that the boss has the mitigations up. So as long as you hit the boss with a weak element on turn 1 and use Kaito's skill to reduce the turn count by 3, all the mitigations will be gone on turn 2, and you can just go full bore and wipe it out easy peasy on turn 2. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you real quick. The units I'm using here, there are a lot of good swap options here. You might notice, my units obviously are quite strong. I'll be using some pretty good gear, but you're also going to see that I'm going to do way overkill. I'm going to do way more damage than needs to be done to kill this thing. It's got 1.8 billion HP. I've been doing like 3 billion on turn 2 with this team, so plenty of room if your units don't have the same gear, you're not as strong. But this team is good for farming if you're the type of person who likes to farm for the rewards at the end. This is a good and very simple 2-turn strategy to get that done. Doesn't require anybody to do any kind of brave shifting. It's just very easy. Set up on turn 1, kill it on turn 2. Very easy to do. There are a lot of team swaps you can do here. Of course, Esther and Sylvie, that's my favorite duo. If you don't have Esther or Sylvie, don't sweat it. A good alternative to an Esther Sylvie duo here would be like Chizuru and Chizuru and Ling, because Chizuru has the Stone Killers for the party, Ling brings the Reaper Killers for the party, and there you go. That's a very good setup as well. You see I've got Seymour there. He's there strictly to do the Bar Darkja and to cover the magic damage on turn 1. A really good swap. I kind of wanted to use my new Dark Knight Cecil to sort of try him out. He's actually a great alternative in Seymour's spot, because if you start him in his normal form, he puts up the LB field on turn 1, and it's only on the party side, so it's not going to interfere with any elemental resistance fields that you have up. And then you just shift him on turn 1 after he's put his automatic field up. You shift him on turn 1, make him an Omni tank, and he covers all the damage on turn 1, easy peasy. He's a very, very strong tank. So that's a really good alternative for Seymour. Golbez is just here because he's essentially a free finisher who's extremely strong, especially if you have the Dazzling Demoness card. Even if you don't have Dazzling Demoness, you can buy Oliveira's card from the shop and put that on him, and he's just a great budget unit who is extremely strong. But if you don't have Golbez or you don't want to use him for whatever reason, just slot in another really strong damage dealer. Again, Esther and Golbez are going to be the primary damage dealers here. Everyone else is just supporting them. So fit in whatever damage dealer you want. If you have an Esther but you also have a Chizuru, you want to throw Chizuru in there, that's great. Go for that. Kaito is really the only one who is irreplaceable on this team because you absolutely have to have him for that reduction of the reduction in the buffs. Otherwise, you're not going to get rid of the buffs for turn 2. So Kaito is irreplaceable here. If you don't have Kaito, stop watching. Okay. Tsukiko is replaceable on this clear, actually. You could use the new Lord of the Seas Nicole, as long as you have the crowns to spend on him for the to up his water imperil field, right? So you could do his water imperil field, which goes up to 50% now if you dump full crowns into it. So then you would have Nicole basically be your water imbue, and then he could put up the water field for you to set that up. And then Kaito takes care of the Imperil, obviously, because he's a water support. And you can just follow this strategy pretty much the same way that I do using Nicole instead of Tsukiko. So even Tsukiko's replaceable in this one. She makes it easy because she's got a lot of stuff going on in one kit. but Nicole is a great swap in there. I'll go over the gear real quick. The gear, you know, I just haven't really changed much. So Sylvie will still be the provoke unit. You don't need the blizzard orbs. That's just something that I always keep on her. She does need to be fairly thick though, because she is going to be taking all the single target physical attacks. So make sure that she has some bulk. You know, whatever you need to do to make her passive provoke. If you don't have Dancer's Diadem, just whatever you need to make her passive provoke. Don't worry about Eye of the Dragon. I don't use it. So you can just replace that with whatever you want. And then of course her own card there. So she's going to be in her Brave Shift form both turns, so you don't have to do any shifting here. Esther is just full on damage. I didn't give her all my best Cal gear, so you know it's not a super duper whaled out build. You see I've got some slots left over. I do have her card in there, but like I said, we're going to be doing way overkill, so even this, what you see here, is more than is what is needed to get this done. Seymour just needs a little bit of bulk just in case he takes a little bit of magic damage. You see I've given him this this broom. This is from the Legend of Mana event that we just had, and it has this ability Halo on it. I hope you picked this up because it was just, you know, it just ended a couple weeks ago, so hopefully you've picked this one up. But it has this triple bolting strike ability that does a triple bolting strike magic attack that is light elemental, and we're going to be going light elemental on this team. So I'm so glad I picked this one up, and I'm actually getting a chance to use it. Otherwise, just bulk him up, give him some resists for Earth and Dark, and First Rate Treasure Hunter is there for the charm resist. He needs to be charm resistant. Everyone needs to be charm resistant for the preemptive ambush. Golbez is, you know, I gave him Tsukiko's STMR because he needs it more than Tsukiko does. It's a very strong two-handed rod. Gave him Ruler's Crown and Magister's Ring for the chain cap up. Of course, his Cursed Armor, Curl Floaty for the charm resist. And then just killers. He is, yeah, 275 Stone, 225 Reaper. Dazzling Demoness card there for the MP. Alright, Kaito is going to be hanging out in his Brave Shift form the whole time. I did build him for some killers, but his damage is inconsequential. So if you don't have all this stuff, don't worry about it. Kaito's not here for the damage. I gave him this vision card for the Blazing Red Flash, but again, you don't need it. It could be useful if your Kaito's only EX1 and you don't have his LB up on turn 2. But if you have your Kaito at EX2, then his LB will be automatically filled, and you can just use that. He's just there to chain with Esther, is what I'm trying to say here. All right, and then Tsukiko, she's going to stay in her normal form on both turns, so you don't have to worry about building her Brave Shift. You could even use an EX plus 0 Tsukiko here, so if you don't have an EX1 or EX2, don't worry about it. We don't need her LB. You don't need her Brave Shift form. You just need the support skills in her normal form here. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't even really bother to build her. The only thing I gave her is that First Rate Treasure Hunter for the Charm Resist. And just a reminder, that's from Adventurer Locke. He's a 5-star base, so you can go ahead and pick that up. That's an easy one to acquire. All right, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna get this done in 2 turns, easy peasy. We're gonna overkill by, you know, almost double its HP. So if your team's not this strong, or you have some other units you want to swap in, very swappable strategy here. So here, let's see how we get this done in 2 turns. So, yeah, first thing we want to do, let's just go ahead and have Tsukiko get everybody imbued. So you do Blessed Omamori, that's for the Imperils. Maiden's Consecration Light for the imbue. And then Purging Mandala Light for the field. Okay. Seymour is just going to do Bard Darkja. That's going to set up our mitigations. Kaito will do Unpredictable Tide. This is the one that decreases the buffs for 2 turns, right? And then Crashing Wave and Deep Submersion. Okay. And then Golbez will, honestly, I think he just, yeah, he doesn't need to do anything this turn. He'll just guard. Esther will do Energizing Bunny. That puts up our Stone and Reaper killers for everybody. And then Sylvie will do Paladin's Offense, Paladin's Defense, and Cracked Stone. Depending on who is stronger on your team, you could do Golbez or Esther. I'm going to do Golbez to give him the 250% killer. Alright. So Seymour's going to cover all the magic damage. We're going to Mirage all the physical damage. Sylvie will take some single target hits, like I said, but she is tanky enough that she can handle it. Yeah, even those bigger hits, they look, you know, they look strong, they look deadly, but Sylvie's going to take it. And yeah, we don't even need those counters there, but you know, always nice to have. All right, so pretty easy peasy. We're gonna kill. Seymour's just gonna do Halo and chain with Tsukiko. I'll do Blazing Red Flash, Bunny Bolt Blitz, and Meteor. All right, we're ready to go. We're gonna absolutely annihilate this guy here. Okay, let's do it. Yep. 2 turns, easy peasy. Yeah, so we did like, yeah, 3 billion. So yeah, if your Golbez isn't as strong, if your Esther's not as strong, don't sweat it. There's lots of room in this strategy to make, to have weaker units here. Let's see who the heavy hitters were. Obviously Esther and Golbez were the heavy hitters there, and so if you're so that would mean your Esther would need to do about your Esther needs to do about 900 million, and your Golbez or around like 800 to 900 million. Your Golbez should do again around 800 to 900 million. To make sure that you hit that 1.8 billion comfortably there, right? And so plenty of room to make your units not quite as strong. So hopefully this was helpful to you. It's just a nice, simple, easy, farmable clear strategy for you guys to use out there. If you're waiting to see some more budget clears, I am working on those, and I'll be working on those over the weekend and get those out to you guys as soon as I can. So thank you guys for following me, and I will see you on the other side.